You may be seated. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for coming. Tonight is the 2012 Baccalaureate ceremony. My name is Mike Pavlak, and I have the great honor as serving as the Wadsworth Senior High School Student Council President for this year. Before we start, it is my pleasure to welcome friends, family, faculty, our superintendent, and the Wadsworth School Board. Thank you so much for coming, because without you, none of this would be possible. Tonight is a very special night indeed, because tonight we come together to celebrate our triumphs through prayer, music, and song. This is a great time and a time to be grateful for. As one door that is known as high school closes, another door opens. That door is endless possibilities. As a senior class, we have the ability to do and to accomplish anything. We have gone through 4 trying years, yet we have still come out successful. And tonight is a time to recognize what we have done. Let us use tonight to thank God for what we as seniors have accomplished, and never forget that it is because of Him that this happened. Let us share in this great delight and thank all those who helped guide us through it. Tonight is the night we will dedicate to the Lord as an offering, a testament of how thankful we are. God bless you all. Thank you.
The school has forced our hearts to greatly grow. It gave us all the family we now know. With humbled hearts we say our tough goodbyes. This world has opened up to our new eyes. They weaved our youthful minds like fresh wicker. Da-dum, 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 da-dum. Every time around, the years have passed quicker. So far, our lives have been governed by doctrines and subscripts, with pen points and paper clips, by practiced social stigmas and pointless social cliques, with carefully lined paper and ideas we didn't pick. So I plead you, let these memories stick to your mind, because my papers are a mess, and it's 3 a.m., so I guess I'll just guess. And while I'm polishing for every test, my social life is collecting dust. But we must recognize the value of this gift we have been given by these educators who, whether we admired or disdained, impressed or shamed, took a box made of cardboard potential, wrapped it in our mistakes, and tied it with influential guidance. And inside they placed something which ties an alliance to present and future. So untie the ribbon and use it for later. Tear off the wrapping and learn from the scrap that when pieced back together draws out a map. Open the fragile top, take it into the light, reach in with shaking fingers. Our gift is choice. It is our inheritance, our birthright. This gift has been passed down for generations, a gateway narcotic to our hopes and aspirations. With this gift we will be soldiers. With this gift we will be proud. With this gift we will be speakers. With this gift we will be loud. With this gift we will be scholars. With this gift we will shape minds. With this gift we will be visionaries. With this gift we won't be blind. With this gift we will be fathers, mothers, husbands, wives. With this gift we will be leaders, liberators, saviors of lives. With this gift we decide what we gain or we lose. With this gift we mark the world, because this day marks the day that we choose.
When I think back on these times and the dreams we left behind, I'll be glad 'cause I was blessed to get to have you in my life. When I look back on these days, I'll look and see your face. You were right there for me.
In my dreams I'll always see you soar above the sky. In my heart there'll always be a place for you for all my life. I'll keep a part of you with me, and everywhere I am there you'll be. And everywhere I am there you'll be.
Well, you showed me how it feels to feel the sky within my reach, and I always will remember all the strength you gave to me. Your love made me make it through. I owe so much to you. You were right there for me.
In my dreams I'll always see you soar above the sky. In my heart there'll always be a place for you for all my life. I'll keep a part of you with me, and everywhere I am there you'll be. 'Cause I always saw you in my life, my strength. And I want to thank you now for all the ways my heart there'll always be a place for you for all my life. I'll keep a part of you with me, and everywhere I am, there you'll be. And everywhere I am, there you'll be.
Before the introduction of our guest speaker, the class of 2012 would like to welcome the local clergy who have taken time out of their busy schedules to join us tonight for Baccalaureate. At this time, we honor all clergy guest members from the Church of Wadsworth. Please stand and be recognized. Thank you. Our guest speaker is Reverend Martha J. Everhart. She's a graduate of the University of Akron, holds a degree in education. She's retired 15 years ago from the First Christian Church located in Wadsworth. She served as the associate pastor for 20 years, working primarily with youth ministries in the area of counseling. Upon her retirement, she requested that she visit Wadsworth Senior High School every Thursday to counsel the youth. This has made Thursday a very special time for her, as she has met many wonderful students and listened to and shared with their joys and sorrows of their young lives. Her husband is a retired dentist who practiced in Wadsworth. They have 3 children who graduated from WHS. They have 5 grandchildren and 1 great-granddaughter. She noted that she is honored to be giving the baccalaureate address this evening. Please welcome Miss Martha Everhart.
What a senior class you have been. This community is proud of you. You are a group of young men and women who have set a goal and gone forth to achieve it. It would be wonderful if I had time to lift up all of your individual accomplishments, to talk about the academic achievements, and then there are all those games of football, basketball, volleyball, soccer, wrestling matches. I have so enjoyed watching and seeing you excel using your athletic skills. We all smile as we remember Nick Tavanello taking his 3rd straight state wrestling title. I look out and see young people who brought joy to this community with excellent theatrical productions, most recently Guys and Dolls. I'll never forget the final number. There was Nicely, Nicely, Mac Jones. He was in his plaid suit, standing center stage, singing his heart out with guys on one side and dolls on the other, and it was a great ending for another musical performed by students from Wadsworth High School. I've had a chance to say thank you to many of you, but there are those of you whose paths have not crossed mine as I walk through the senior commons each Thursday on the way to the guidance office. But if I had seen you, I would have stopped and said, "You did a great job." So this evening, I'm going to speak for all of Wadsworth as I say, you truly are outstanding, and you're going to be missed. Thank you for just being who you are and doing it so well. When I graduate, how many times have you started a sentence with these 3 words? When I graduate, I'll get a job and I'm going to buy a red Porsche. When I graduate, I'm going to college and I'm not coming home till Christmas. When I graduate, I'm getting an apartment of my own. Yes, I'll be on my own. I'll be independent. I'll be free to be me. When I graduate, 2 days? Just 2 days from now. And some of you are saying, oh my, it's almost here, and soon I will be a graduate. I'm sitting here wearing this robe, and I am graduating. Am I ready for this? At the same time, your parents have been saying, when you graduate, we want the best for you. We want you to get a good job, or go away to college, or marry the kindest, most wonderful person you'll ever know. But your parents are also saying, when you graduate, there will be hot water when I want to take a shower, because you won't have used it all. And there will be gasoline in my car when I get up to go to work. Your teachers may say, when you graduate, I will miss you. Or maybe they'll heave a sigh of relief when you are gone. In just a few days, you will have a dramatic change in your life. You'll be leaving Wadsworth High School forever. Oh yes, you can come back and visit, but it's never going to be the same. Your classmates right here, they are who Wadsworth High School is, and they're going to be scattered and gone. And you look at this old West gym and you say, ew, it won't be here either. There is a new gym over there with pools and with a new senior commons that overlooks the younger kids. As you processed in today, your family members were searching for you. And when they saw you, their eyes followed you until they were seated. And some of them waved to you because they were just so proud they had to. And they were thinking, where did this handsome young man, this beautiful young woman come from? It was just yesterday that you left for kindergarten. And now you're graduating. This is your baccalaureate, a time of sending forth with God's blessings. Not too long ago, in the Akron Beacon Journal, there was an article that caught my eye. There were 3 pictures, and it was telling about the arrival of more bald eagles at the Akron Zoo. And the first picture was of Dr. Gary Riggs, who is a Wadsworth High School graduate. He's a veterinarian, and he was holding this bald eagle that was all wrapped up in straps and bringing him into the zoo. The second picture shows 2 cages in which eagles have arrived. One eagle has left that familiar cage, and he's out looking at his new home, and he's standing on a rock and just looking around at his new environment. The second eagle is tentatively looking out at his new home, and he's afraid to leave that familiar place he's used to. And the third picture shows an eagle a bright eagle looking very secure as he struts around his new home at the Akron Zoo. I thought of how badly we all want to soar like an eagle. But when it's really time to leave this place in our life, we may differ on how to respond to our graduation day. Some of you may feel like you are hogtied and carried on out into the world by your parents who say, now you're an adult, this is what's happening, you're on your own. Or you may feel like that eagle that Dr. Riggs is carrying into the zoo, and you're thinking, oh, okay, I guess I've got to do it. And others are standing tentatively at the doorway of your home and wondering what will be like out in the world. So maybe you'll just turn around and go back into your safe cocoon. But many of you are ready. You're out on that high rock looking around and saying, not bad. not bad at all. I like being an adult. And then a very few of you may feel so secure that you're actually ready to strut around your new job or your university and saying, "Hey world, here I am. Aren't you lucky to have me?" I think probably all of you could say that. When we moved to Wadsworth many years ago, we had 3 small children. The oldest was barely 3 years old. I was a protective mother hen and loved the role of being a mom. One day at the grocery store, I ran into a friend who told me that his youngest child was graduating that week and would be leaving for college in the fall. And I remember saying, "Oh, that must be so hard on you. Your last child is leaving for college?" And he said, "Oh, no, it's not hard. We're thrilled. You see, that means she is physically, mentally, and emotionally well enough to go out into her adult life." I don't repeat those words because that's what I think you all are. Physically, mentally, and emotionally well enough to go out into your adult life. Well, it seemed as if we turned around twice, and all of a sudden my babies were in high school. And as they went through their 4 years here, maturing and stretching and becoming more independent, I remembered my friend's words and began to thank God that our children were able to leave us. I remember well the sadness, though, when we knew that Bob, our oldest, was going to go off to college. It was such excitement on his part, he could hardly wait. We knew we would miss him, and he was certain he would not be home for months. He had shared a room with his younger brother, Jerry, and as soon as Bob left, Jerry completely changed the appearance of that room. At last, it could take on his personality instead of that of his older brother. So from a black and beige room with posters that were on every wall, it turned into a stark white room with black and white houndstooth checked wallpaper on one wall, and there were no posters, just one picture, a print by a famous artist. 2 weeks after Bob left, I looked out the window one Friday afternoon, and I saw a familiar figure with a knapsack on his back coming down our road. It was Bob, and he was lonely, and he was missing his family and his high school friends. He was missing playing football for the Grizzlies and wanting to see his brother play in a game against Copley. He did, and we won. After a weekend at home and sleeping in a bedroom that didn't even resemble his bedroom, he looked so forlorn as he got ready to return to Baldwin Wallace. And trying to comfort him, I said, "Just think how lucky you are. Now you have 2 homes, one at college and one here." And he looked at me with such sadness and said, "Yes, and I don't feel at home in either one." Independence is hard. It's hard on parents and children. Independence is difficult. Now, those of you who are going off to college, it's easier for you because you still have 4 more years with like a protective umbrella over you. But those of you that are going into the workforce and you're going to start making your own living, that's hard. It's never-ending work, and it can be boring, and it can be difficult. As parents and grandparents, you sit here wondering, how do we let go? A writer and psychologist, Dr. James Dobson, claims that we as American parents have the hardest time of any nation letting go of our children. Our foreign exchange students tell us the difference in how we respond to the parents compared to the parents in Europe and Asia. These parents give their children much more freedom. And then our child, here in America, is 18 years old. Graduation day is almost here. And we look and see much unfinished business. We see weaknesses and flaws But parents, it is over. Your job is over. Hardest thing in the world is to let go. But we must. We can learn from the eagle. When it is time for a young eaglet to fly, the mother eaglet gently prods him out of the nest towards the ledge, and she encourages him with soft touches of her wings to leave the rocky cliff. And he may not be ready, and as he starts his flight, he falters. And she flies down and scoops him up and takes him not to the original nest, but to another one a little closer to the ground. She then returns and she destroys the nest he was raised in so that he may not go back. He must leave. So again, she encourages him to fly like an eagle. And eventually he does. And the strength, the beauty, and the independence of an eagle is what we want for our sons and daughters. If you are to soar like an eagle, you must dream. You must have confidence in yourself. You must be able to say yes to life. So many different dreams, each of you with a different one. I know I talked to one boy and he said, I love cars. And so I'm going to go to automotive school and I'm going to become an auto tech. Good. And another saying, I love children. I want to become a teacher. I want to make a difference in little kids' lives. And another saying, it's going to be in the field of medicine. I don't know whether it will be as a nurse or a physician or a physician's assistant. I just know I want to be part of healing the sick. And the dreams go on and on. And I beg you, dream. Dream big. The most exciting people I know have a passion for life, a passion for fulfilling that dream. So pursue your dream with joy. There is a delightful book entitled Eagles Who Thought They Were Chickens. The author is an African-American man, 58 years old, Michael Wynn. And he tells that as he grew up on the toughest Chicago streets, he realizes now that he was an eagle who thought he was a chicken. And his book chronicles the journey of eagles from Africa to America, where they live in a chicken yard. It was a difficult time because they are different. They are not chickens. They are eagles. And this book encourages young people like you, pursue your dreams, spread your wings, get out of that chicken yard. In Chicago as a child, he knew by the time he was in the second grade that he had a passion for writing, but no one did anything to help him focus on his gifts. He was not encouraged to pursue creative writing. And he feels that too often we assess the masses of children based on performance tests, and we discourage them from pursuing areas where they have a passion. Always we should be saying, is what I am doing today and tomorrow and the next week, is it moving me closer to my dream? Did a young Gary Riggs sit with his classmates many years ago and say, I have a passion. I'm going to be a veterinarian. I'm going to pursue that goal? Did a young Nick Tavanello sit with his classmates and say, when he was in the second grade, I think I could become a wrestler someday. And maybe I'll become such a good wrestler that I can get a scholarship to Ohio State University. Did a young Mac Jones sit with his classmates and say, maybe someday I'll be in a musical on Broadway, but if not, I'll still pursue a degree in engineering? Did our talented and beautiful young Elena Likas say, I will become a doctor. I will pursue an education and make this happen. And we all know that when she is a doctor, she will continue to light up any room that she walks into. Another senior who lights up the room when she comes in, she has a smile, and her name is Katie Modis. She's here somewhere. Ah, there you are. Okay. Spend your life doing something you enjoy, something you have always dreamed of doing. Soar like an eagle. You have been blessed with the best teachers there are here at Wadsworth High School. I hear the same names over and over again when I ask students in the guidance office who their favorite teacher is. And your teachers may look back and say, yes, when I was 18, I knew I wanted to be a teacher. And they pursued their dream. America is a country built on faith. A monumental event for a country that takes pride in separation of church and state was a national prayer service that took place in Oklahoma City several years ago. None of you will remember it. You were just little kids. But those of us that are older remember it well. And I sat with tears in my eyes as I watched the television set and saw the victims and the family of victims of the bombing of that federal building in Oklahoma City. And they united in prayer and song. First, I listened to our president speak, then some cabinet members, followed by the Reverend Billy Graham, then the Archbishop of the Catholic Diocese. And after he spoke, a rabbi spoke eloquently, followed by the governor of Oklahoma. The music was performed by young people of every color and every age. And that day, a healing began for our nation during that national prayer service. And we all began to know that, yes, even after such a terrible event like that, we will soar like eagles. Since that terrible day, we always hoped that nothing horrible like that would happen again. And yet, you remember reading in the last months about Chardon and the pain for all those young people there, the pain for those teachers, those parents. It was awful. And we wept with them. But they too were wise, and they gathered at the Presbyterian Church in Chardon. And they sang, and they prayed, and they remembered. Baccalaureate, a time of sending forth with God's blessings and with words of hope for your future. One last story. Enrico Caruso, the great Italian tenor, believed that inside him were two personalities. They were big me and little me. And they were always at war with each other. Big me rose to challenges and overcame obstacles and believed that he was destined for greatness. Little me was unsure and negative and had a downbeat side, always raised doubt and was always cautious. Sometimes before a demanding role in an opera, Enrico Caruso would be heard muttering, "Get out, little me." And then his big me would take over and unleash his magnificent voice. I think each of us has a big me and a little me. I know I do. And I have finally learned to command little me to stand aside and give big me a chance to use some of my gifts and talents. You are facing the unknown, and certainly some risks and some challenges as you graduate. I say to you, approach them boldly and with confidence, and listen to your big me say to you, you can do it. The little me will try to hold you back, but nah, don't let it. Listen to your big me and go out and soar like an eagle. Take a high perch and look about you. Get perspective, see the world. Not just the world of Wadsworth High School. This is only a small community. And perhaps you felt maybe you felt like an eagle in a chicken yard because you're different. Take who it is that you are and soar. Recently, I spoke with Kelsey Sandman, and she told me that her plans for the future include going to the University of Akron and studying to be a nurse. How this happened was, when her grandmother was dying, a woman of faith who was her grandmother's nurse helped the grandmother and her entire family through this difficult time. And Kelsey decided that she would do the same thing for other families. And I know she will. She will soar like an eagle and give hope. As you graduate, always know Wadsworth cares about you. Always you will be ours. We'll brag about you and we'll care about you and we'll follow you with interest as you choose whatever you do with your life. And no matter where you are, come the first week or so of summer, you'll know that in your hometown it's Blue Tip Festival time. And there will be a parade. And our wonderful Wadsworth High School band, led by Steve Hadgis, will be leading that parade. And we'll all be applauding them. We're proud of our band. They are our own. And then our little children will be at the carnival consuming cotton candy. And our teenagers, they'll be there seeing who they can find to be with. And come fall, we'll all be streaming to Arkwright Stadium to see our Grizzlies. And the whole town will know each player by name and take pride in his accomplishments on the field. And come winter, we will fill the new gymnasium. Not this one. It's been torn down. And we're going to cheer for the girls' basketball team and say, go to state. And the boys' basketball team, and we'll follow you down to state. And we know they'll win the Suburban League Championship. And that's what is so nice about coming from a small community like ours. We do have traditions. We do care. And we do look forward to you coming home, either to live here or to visit us. But in this baccalaureate service, we send you out of your nests. We love you. We will miss you. But we want you to soar like an eagle, to have strength, to have beauty, to have independence. Soar and leave us. And our prayers and blessings, they will go with you. And also a lot of our love. God bless you.
Good evening, and thank you for your inspiring words, Mrs. Everhard. I now invite all of you to take part in the flower dedication ceremony. These flowers symbolize our respect, appreciation, and love for the people who have taught us patiently and influenced us in a positive manner. Fellow classmates, please follow the usher's directions to dismiss by row from the front and back to obtain carnations to give to those special people who have encouraged you through your high school career and led you to this momentous occasion. Please return to your seats when you have finished. Thank you. Can I awkwardly stand? Can we just go?
And now may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace and joy and help you to soar like an eagle. God bless you.